The big club reclaimed. Malik stared at the clock, the seconds ticking away like lead weights. Every day was the same. He poured his sweat into a machine he didn't own, making products he couldn't afford, for a man he'd never met. The factory walls felt like they were closing in, painted in the dull gray of exhaustion. He was a gear in a massive engine, and he could feel himself grinding down to nothing. High above the smog, in a tower of glass and gold, Sterling and Silas toasted to another record-breaking quarter. Sterling, the owner of the skyline, laughed as he looked at the maps of the city, his city. Silas, the politician, nodded in agreement, smoothing over the paperwork that kept the gates locked and the profits flowing upward. They called it the Big Club, and they made sure the entrance fee was something Malik could never pay. On his way home, Malik was stopped by Nia. She didn't look tired. She looked like a fire that had just been lit. She handed him a vibrant flyer, its colors clashing beautifully against the gray street. "You're working for a ghost, Malik," Nia said, her voice cutting through the city noise. "The club thinks they own the air you breathe, but they only have power because we give it to them. It's time we take it back." Nia walked with Malik, pointing out the boarded-up windows and the crumbling schools. She explained how the system was rigged, a closed loop designed to extract wealth and export hope. "They control the stores, the clinics, and the classrooms," she said, her eyes flashing. "We spend our money in their shops and our time in their factories. We're building their kingdom while our own porch is rotting." Then, Nia showed him the blueprint for something new, the Black Infrastructure Trust, or B.I.T. It wasn't just a plan, it was a declaration. "We don't need their permission to thrive," she declared. Nia described a network where the community pooled its own resources to fund their own dreams. It was a collective engine, powered by the people, for the people, designed to bypass the gatekeepers entirely. Malik took the first step. He met with Kofi, an elder who had spent 40 years fixing engines but had nothing to show for it. Together, through the B.I.T network, they traded skills for shares. Malik helped Kofi weatherize his home, and in return, Kofi taught Malik the mechanics of the new community-owned solar grid. The club didn't get a single cent of their exchange. The momentum grew like a wildfire. Nia and Malik stood before a building that used to be a predatory payday loan shop. Now, it was the B.I.T Commons. It housed a grocery store stocked with local produce, a health clinic that didn't ask for a plastic card, and a classroom where history was told truthfully. The community wasn't just surviving. They were building an ecosystem of self-reliance. From his glass tower, Sterling watched the lights of the B.I.T Commons flicker to life. He wasn't laughing anymore. He turned to Silas, demanding that the new development be regulated, taxed, or torn down. "They're stepping outside the lines," Sterling hissed. Silas gripped the railing, his face tight with worry. The big club relied on the people being dependent, and that dependency was shattering. But the threats from the tower didn't stop the movement. Malik and Nia organized teach-ins in the park, showing others how to move their capital into the trust. "They can't shut us down if we own the ground we stand on," Nia told the crowd. Malik realized he wasn't a gear anymore. He was a builder. He saw the power they held when they stopped asking for a seat at a table that was built to exclude them. As the sun set over a city that looked different than it had a month ago, Malik and Nia looked out at the horizon. The glass tower still stood, but it no longer cast such a long shadow. Below, the community was a hive of self-sustained light. The big club was a relic of the past. The future belonged to the trust, to the collective, and to the people who finally decided to own themselves.